this chaos in the White House and the lack of President Trump's ability to learn the job. And we're not in the first week here. There are certain things he should understand well now. And the fact that he hasn't is communicating weakness to the rest of the world.
So, Jamie, you have H.R. McMaster, the National Security Advisor, after coming out and speaking with reporters last night, saying, he said, as it was reported, it was carefully worded, the reporting is false. But it was a carefully worded statement, and Republicans and Democrats have today acknowledged that and kind of have been pointing to that. What does H.R. McMaster do now? He's coming to cameras.
Yeah, well, he is really in a bind because the whole point of H.R. McMaster, the reason he is in the White House now is he is the person who has written the book about the military being honest in speaking with civilian officials.
He's well respected.
He is well respected. And in his book about Vietnam, he talks about the military didn't have the courage to say what needed to be said. But it's not as if there was just some big question. It was yes or no. It was a bunch of very small moves, some very small decisions. And H.R. McMaster's credibility was put on the line by this statement. And he was very careful. He was mincing words. But it seems increasingly clear that something amiss is going on, not only with this statement, but in the White House more generally. And this is not just a crisis for the White House. This is a crisis for the country. And we need to get to the bottom of what's happening in the White House, and we need to fix it. And we need to get the information, and then we need to respond. But we cannot go on like this because our country and the world will really be harmed.
Following this reporting coming out, Evan, it seems that there are two options here. Either the president knew he was sharing highly classified information, or he didn't. Which is a bigger problem?
They're both big problems. Probably it's a bigger problem if he knew he was sharing highly classified information. That's probably a bigger problem. But not knowing is also a huge problem. I don't know. How are we in a position where we have to make that kind of decision? It's all bad. And what you see here is a dangerous cocktail of presidential incompetence, presidential lack of true concern about American security, and to add a third element, an unhealthy relationship with the Russians. I think all of those things are at play here, and it's dangerous for our country.
Yeah, well, we need to stand by, everybody. Jamie, Evan, all of us included, we're going to stand by to hear from the President's National Security Advisor, H.R. McMaster, to see if there are more answers coming out of the White House, exactly what happened in that meeting and where exactly, if they will be releasing more information. Thank you both very much for walking through it with me. Coming up for